Colleagues, in the days since we last convened to discuss the situation along Israel and Lebanon's shared border, the United States has engaged intensively with all parties in the region. Our aim is clear: to avert a broader war that we believe is in no party's interest, not the people of Israel and not the people of Lebanon. As President Biden emphasized to the General Assembly, a diplomatic solution consistent with UN Security Council Resolution 1701 remains the only path to durably reverse the cycle of escalation and to enable displaced people in both Israel and Lebanon to return to their homes. Undergirding U.S. efforts is a recognition that diplomacy will only become more difficult amid a further escalation of this conflict. We are gravely concerned by reports that hundreds of Lebanese civilians have died in recent days. We further mourn the deaths of 2 UNHCR staff. At the same time, and as we have repeatedly made clear, the Security Council cannot ignore the origins of this particular conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. Hundreds of thousands of Lebanese civilians and more than 65,000 Israeli civilians have been displaced as a result of Hezbollah's decision on October 8 to break the peace that had largely endured along the Blue Line following the Council's adoption of UN Security Council Resolution 1701 in 2006. Hezbollah's buildup of weapons, many of which are supplied by Iran, and its presence along the Blue Line, in defiance of Resolutions 1559 and 1701, has long been a source of instability. Nobody wants to see a repeat of the full-blown war that occurred in 2006. But the path to enduring stability goes beyond ending cross-blue line strikes. It must end with a comprehensive understanding relating to the Blue Line that has real implementation mechanisms. As we learned in 2006, diplomacy is most effective when the international community unites with a shared goal and speaks with one voice. We are working with other countries on a proposal that we hope will lead to calm and enable discussions to a diplomatic solution. We encourage the Security Council to lend its support for these diplomatic efforts in the coming days. Colleagues, even as we work to avert a broader war, we have been clear that Israel has the right to defend itself against Hezbollah's attacks, to include the escalatory ballistic missile launch that targeted Tel Aviv last night, in addition to the rockets fired every day since October 8. No member of this Council would tolerate a terrorist group conducting rocket and ballistic missile attacks on its territory. And all parties must comply with international humanitarian law and take all reasonable steps to minimize harm to civilians, especially those in densely populated areas. The United States also underscores its strong support for UNIFIL and emphasizes the importance of all parties ensuring that UNIFIL personnel are safe and secure. In this dangerous moment, it is imperative that we work together to help Lebanon's people and the region avoid further tragedy. The United States will continue to do our part and appreciates the efforts of other nations who share our commitment to forging a diplomatic solution. Thank you, Madam President.